Hi YouTubers, my name is Kevin and you're watching The Royal We. In this brief message, I want to talk with you about taking revenge out on toxic abusive narcissists. So for those of you who've thought about taking revenge or are thinking about getting some form of revenge against the narcissist, this message is for you. And by the end of this message, I hope to have you rethink your situation. Now the reality by the end of this message, where we want to be is in this place where we understand why it's so important that we don't do anything after the narcissist. In other words, moving towards the narcissist. What we really want to do is be backing away from the narcissist. And now watch this. When we are going to take revenge, what are we doing? We're going towards the narcissist. Now there's things you could do backing away, things such as standing your ground, setting boundaries, and defending yourself, which is not taking revenge. And the good news about that is that that gets you away from the narcissist and strengthens your boundaries, and that's where we want to get. But I want to talk with you about the reality of, before we get there, the reality of revenge within toxic relationships. What it really means, right? What's really going on? Why it's not going to work out. Why going to the narcissist is not going to work out ever. Okay, number one, the first principle we have to understand here is that toxic abusive narcissists would absolutely be fed fuel, and it would feed their ego to know that you are trying to seek revenge on them. Listen, we know that toxic abusive narcissists never cared about you as an individual. You were a tool, you were objectified in the relationship, and you are objectified to them. A tool to be used for what? A tool to be used to fix up their never-ending need to feel better and superior, right? And since you are a tool, you can be used in many different ways. You can be having sex with them, and that makes them feel good. It makes them feel alive. Or you can be fighting with them. That also makes them feel alive. Why? Because both of them require you engaging with them, and they are in power and are in control in their sick and twisted minds, right? It's like that saying, love me or hate me as long as it's about me. That's the twisted mindset of narcissists, and that's what's going on. So for you to want to seek revenge in any form, we'll be playing right into that. You'll be pumping nothing but loads of supply into them. They'll be sitting back going, yes, I am this person's world. They can't get away from me. They even want to try and take revenge out on me. They constantly want to talk and yell at me. I love it. This is why it's so difficult to argue with narcissists throughout the relationship, because they like it. And typically you'll discover that the arguments and the fighting come when there's no more sex, or there's no more fun in the relationship, or you stop coming around, you stop having the enjoyment type of fuel for them. So they turn to the picking and the poking and the prodding and the elbowing and the jabs. Why? Because it gets you to fight, and that's still the same. They'll take it. Be like, I'll take your hate. I love it. So that's principle number one, right? You going to them is feeding them fuel. You taking revenge to them is you going back to the wolves' den, feeding them fuel. The second principle I want to share with you is that it validates them. So by you returning to the narcissist to take revenge, it validates them in a couple of different ways that you need to understand. The first way in which it validates narcissists is that it shows them that they can use you as a measuring tool for their superiority. Narcissists are constantly trying to tell the world how great and wonderful they are, but they need a measure in order to do that. Now, in order to have that measure, they're either lying about people or people are really showing that, right? And so you taking revenge, you're being at the bottom end of that measuring stick so they can say, look, see, so-and-so's constantly harassing me, coming at me, trying to take revenge. Look how terrible they are. And they will publicize that on social media, to family, to friends. They may even have a camera ready to videotape you. And nobody's going to see what caused you to become like that. Nobody's going to see that you're taking revenge. Everybody's just going to see what the narcissist is showing them, which is you're acting kind of cray-cray, right? So it's important to understand that. So that validates them in their measuring stick of being above you and superior. And this is why they love taking good Christian people, people with values, people with morals. They love getting involved with people like you, especially. for that reason. Because if they can get you and drive you to that point of anger, then man, they are super validated that they are superior and that there is not a single person who can be good above them. You follow me on that? That right there should be the most important thing you take out of this message, right? Another way it validates them is that it brings you back into their world. Again, you taking revenge to a narcissist takes you into the wolf's den. It takes you into the mud where the pigs wallow. And there's a saying, don't wrestle with pigs in the mud. Why? Well, because you're both going to get dirty and the pigs really like it, right? So when you're taking revenge to a narcissist, you're taking that wrestling match back to the mud. That's their home turf, man. They love it. They'll go with you in the mud. That's fine. All you're doing is going into their world, and again, it validates them. They're saying, yeah, see, everybody likes to be in this world with us. You like it too. That's why you're here. So don't validate them in any way, shape, or form. That's the point. No validation for the abusive narcissist. You want to go the opposite way. You want to get up out of the mud of the toxicity and get the heck out of there. Period end. Get as far away as fast as you can. Now, the third and final principle that I want to share with you is this, that by you trying to take revenge into your own hands, you are denying the natural laws that govern the universe to allow consequences to take place. What is a natural law of, well, there's parables in the Bible, for example. One of the parables is a person reaps what they sow. Talking about sowing, for example, a vegetable garden. So if someone's not sowing good seed into a vegetable garden, nothing good is going to grow. And that's what that person's reward is. So if someone's poisoning and stuff a vegetable garden and it's dead, nothing grows, nothing shows up, then that's exactly what they get. That's the consequences. That's their reward. Nothing. So by you engaging with them, you're constantly giving them something. However, if you go away, no matter what they do, if they try to love bomb you or if they try to fight with you, you're gone. There's nothing for them to get from you because you're out of the picture. There's no reward. There's no fruit. There's no vegetation. They have reaped nothing, and so they're sowing nothing, and that is truly the only thing that can hurt narcissists. That punches them right in the lonely gut. Oh, I'm lonely. I don't matter. And that's where you want to hit them. That's where you want to hit them. So, let the natural laws of consequences fall upon them. The only way you can do that is by getting out. That way, the natural consequences can fall down on them. A life without you. A life without fully knowing what a relationship with you could have looked like. That's the natural consequences. A life of having to watch you eventually, watch you move on. Move on with your life and do great things, accomplish great things, meet new people, do other things, right? That is the life, not without the narcissist. Let them go. Let them go and live their fruitless life. And trust me, they're not happy. Just because they're going and putting pictures on social media and Instagram and they've got a new squeeze, they're not happy, they're miserable. And they're running away from the relationship with you because there's nothing there anymore. And pretty soon they'll be out of that relationship too. Because wherever narcissists go, there they are. They cannot change their hostility and their hatred. Wherever they go, there they are. Period end, right? So let them go. Allow the natural laws to take place. Now, let's talk about setting boundaries because this is important. Because some of you are wondering, well, then what can you do? How do you get it to stop? Well, it's called leaving and setting boundaries. Setting boundaries is you getting away from the wolf's den, but walking in such a way to where you're alert and prepared. So if that wolf creeps up behind you, you take guard and you're ready. And you beat that wolf off in that moment with whatever you got, a stick or whatever. And it's called self-defense. This is defense. And you're defending your right to get away. Do you follow me? What this does is it sends the wolf back to their home, back to the mud pit, and it allows you to continue to strengthen your boundaries as you walk further away. So ultimately, the best revenge to get on toxic narcissists is for you to walk completely away, holding your boundaries and defending your right to walk away. That's the best revenge. Don't go after them. Again, the principle of this video, Anything going towards the narcissist, bad idea. It will not work out in your favor. You will feed them everything we talked about. Anything that requires you going away from the toxic narcissist, yet setting boundaries and defending yourself should they show up, you win. Listen, I want to be a part of your healing journey. Visit www.jointheroyalwe.com where you can schedule a one-on-one appointment with me. We can do a telephone appointment, a FaceTime appointment. We can even do text message appointments. Again, it's www.jointheroyalwe.com. Also, every Monday night is Royal We Live Chat. This is where we come together as a community. We ask questions, answer them. You can even call in for free, so long as you know that the show is live. And Saturday mornings is Royal We Fellowship. This is an in-depth Bible study where we look at the ancient literature of the Bible from understanding that the world is toxic and narcissistic. It's unlike any Bible study you've been a part of. And I truly hope to see you there. Royal We Fellowship, 9 o'clock a.m. every Saturday morning. The links to all of these channels are down below. So go right down to the description box. You'll find the links to these channels in addition to Instagram and Facebook. And I'll be back with more videos right here on the Royal We.